Hello, I'm Madeline Fleming. The news hundreds of miles away has a connection to West Tennessee today. The death toll continues to rise in the aftermath of Hurricane Florence. At least 18 people are dead due to the high winds and flooding that Florence brought to the Carolinas. A Madison County commissioner has seen some of the damage firsthand. Chloe Bitters is here with this story.
Flooded streets have cut off all access to Wilmington, North Carolina, the port city on the Cape Fear River. An estimated 32 inches of rain have fallen in Wilmington since Florence made landfall Friday morning. Madison County Commissioner Jeff Wall is a FEMA representative. He traveled to North Carolina and saw much of the damage firsthand over the weekend.
And it's just bad. It's really bad.
Wall also visited New Bern. That's where County Commission Chairman Gary Deaton's daughter lives. Wall said because of the size of Florence, heavy rains that pounded the state for 4 days will make the recovery effort extremely difficult.
It's going to take weeks for sure, sometimes months, and even longer than that in some areas, low-lying areas for sure. When my latest reports were talking about 9 feet, 5 to 9 feet in some areas, and that 5 to 9 feet is, you think of it being 5 to 9, it really isn't. It's more than that.
With nearly 1 million people still without power, some homes may be without electricity for as long as 2 weeks. Some first responders from Jackson are in Wilmington to help with the recovery. Chloe Bitters, West Tennessee Today.
Florence has another connection with Jackson. Union University alum Kelsey Grader is the 11 o'clock news producer at WECT in Wilmington, North Carolina. Kelsey is a former member of the Jackson 24/7 news team. She has been producing portions of the around-the-clock coverage in Wilmington. Kelsey told us high winds created roof damage that forced anchors into a small alternate studio at WECT. She also said she has not been able to return home because of impassable roads. Kelsey says she's worried about what she'll find when she finally gets there. More than 2 years have passed since the Jackson-Madison County School Board first heard a proposal to create uniform start times for students in all grades. The man who brought the proposal says, if other districts have figured out how to make it happen, why can't we? Madeline DeWitt tells us more.
Starting at 7:15 sucks. You're always tired. And then when you're tired, everything's kind of fuzzy.
For 28 years, Jackson-Madison County high school and middle school students have begun classes at 7:15 in the morning. That usually means catching a bus as early as 5:45 a.m. Wake-up times can be as early as 4:30 each morning. Dr. Joanne Stevenson says adolescents and teens especially need to sleep in. She says it's not only bad for their mental health, but also for their physical health.
And actually, teens need more sleep than anybody else. They need 9 to 10 hours. And they need morning sleep.
In 2015, Dr. Scott Hewlin of Union University's honors program and several others presented nationally recognized research. The data showed academic performance improves when students start their school days at 8:30 or 9 in the morning.
And the superintendent at that time was clearly less than excited about acting on the concerns that we had.
The superintendent and some of the school board were reluctant to move forward with uniform bell times. They were concerned about problems with busing schedules they said would arise from the adoption of new start times. Hewlin says that fewer than 10% of American middle schools and high schools start before 7:30 a.m. The Jackson-Madison County school system is actually one of the few schools left in the nation that is yet to recognize and act upon the research.
If you delay school by like an hour or two each morning, then we get more rest and then we're more awake.
Given the fact that there's somewhere on the order of 150 school systems that in the last 5 years alone have made this change from early start times to later start times, and that they've all had to figure out busing schedules, it seems like we could probably figure out how to make the busing schedules work.
5 new school board members took their oaths last week. A big question is whether they will take the same position on school start times as previous boards. Madeline DeWitt, West Tennessee Today.
The Vision 2020 school reorganization plan sent a number of former Jackson Central Mary students to Liberty Tech. This year, Liberty has seen an upturn in discipline issues. A Liberty teacher and the head of the Teachers Association brought these problems to the school board last week. Board members were told students are concerned for their safety. Superintendent Eric Jones says the district is addressing the complaints.
Some student behaviors that are that come with having an at-risk school. So we met with the administrative team at Liberty to really talk about some ways that we can support them and ways that we can do some things long-term.
The building of a new jail in Jackson-Madison County continues to be an ongoing process. In 2015, state corrections officials said the current jail was too crowded. The estimated cost of the new facility was $30 million. However, we haven't seen any ground broken in the building of the new jail. On Monday, County Mayor Jimmy Harris said the estimate of final costs may be available next week. Police continue to investigate an alleged assault at a retail outdoor store. A security guard was assaulted outside of a Gander Outdoors on Van Drive early Monday. He was inspecting two men that acted suspiciously around the RVs on the parking lot. The security guard claims that the two men attacked him with a miniature baseball bat, which caused damage to his ribs, head, and knee. Police are looking for the two men. They escaped in a white Jeep Cherokee with tags from Weakley County. While many consider their mail to be protected and private, that is not always the case. In a rare case, 11 former FedEx workers and 2 Postal Service contractors have been indicted on charges of mail theft.
The 13 people indicted face 3 different sets of charges. They're accused of mail theft, possession of stolen mail, and obstruction of mail. The defendants went after mail that included gifts and greeting cards. Authorities say that's because those items more than likely contained money or gift cards. The employees would search through the mail, take out what was inside, and steal anything of value.
And so it is very important that we make clear in cases involving the United States mail, which is also handled and shipped by FedEx Express, that mail is secure and that any violation of the security or sanctity of that mail is rooted out, is captured, and is punished.
FedEx Express issued a statement indicating the company does not tolerate the use of its networks for illegal activity. All of the FedEx employees have been fired, as have the 2 postal workers. They face up to 5 years in jail and fines of up to $250,000 if convicted. Alexander Bitterling, West Tennessee Today.
That's our top stories for today. I'm Madeline Fleming. Wherever you go, have a great day in West Tennessee today.